We've got Sam Schechner, who's going to tell us all about the heat that online video, people like us, are giving grief to the TV companies over ad dollars. Tell us how we're doing this.
Well, there's what's going on now is we're heading into this period called the upfronts for the television business, where they make ad commitments. You know, big advertisers make ad commitments for the coming year. Digital companies are crashing the upfronts. They've been doing it every year. This year, they're more organized. They have something that they're calling the digital content new fronts. You have Hulu, you have Google, YouTube, you have Yahoo, you have AOL. Angling for more dollars, and it looks like this year some of the money is moving, and it mirrors broader trends in viewing habits. More people spending time online, fewer people at any given time of day watching TV.
Well, you know, they've been trying to do this for years. What is it about this particular year that maybe is the tipping point? Are we at the tipping point? Or
I
not?
mean, I think they've been trying to do it for years. They're going to continue to try to do it for years. One interesting thing that might show that we're not at the tipping point exactly yet is that though some ad dollars are moving, TV is still growing. More advertisers are expected, analysts say, to spend more money on television advertising next year than they did this year. And that's despite the fact that fewer people at any given time of day are watching TV.
Is that partly because it's easier to sell an ad to one of the three big networks, the broadcast networks? I'm selling the ads. There it is. It gets 6 million people.
That's definitely one of the reasons. The other is something that is important to advertisers. I mean, they think of things in terms of reach and frequency. So if I need to reach 100 million people in a day and a half, it's hard to add that all together through a bunch of online videos. But if I hit the right 7 television shows, I can actually reach a bunch of unique people rather than the same person over and over again. Maybe Hulu has a lot of views, but sometimes it's the same person watching a lot of shows.
Yeah, when you talk about TV, you know, the shows like Dancing with the Stars, American Idol, they're getting like 10, 20 plus million users a night. Is there anything online that's approaching the scale of a TV
level,
show?
No, it's in aggregate that it approaches the scale. YouTube dwarfs the scale in aggregate, but any given show, no. I mean, even when it says on YouTube that this thing had 12 million viewers, that's over the time it's ever been on, on YouTube.
So in a sense, is it the case that in some businesses you get a discount for volume? Do actually advertisers want to pay a premium for volume because they got that extra reach and there's less manpower needed?
In fact, they do. I mean, maybe another metaphor is that there's, you have an island in the middle of the ocean, and that real estate, as the water rises, you have less and less land, and so it becomes more and more valuable. This kind of precious stuff that can reach everybody.
Well, the one thing, or at least one area where I think there is growing amount of reach with online video is sporting events. I wonder if there's is there a separate sort of upfronts for sporting events? Like the Masters was televised, all live streamed this year. March Madness gets a lot of people watching online.
Well, I mean, a lot of sports advertising on television is sold separately from the the main programming. I think what's happening here is that a lot of the sports rights online are controlled by those networks, and they sell them in packages.
Right.
And I think a lot of what you see with online is that they're trying to adopt the selling patterns and metrics that are similar to those that are on TV, because that's what advertisers are used to, but it also matches that idea of reach and frequency. And so Hulu, maybe they can't in an individual broadcast put it together, but they can try to assemble, the sort of audience, and that's, I think we're going to see a lot more of that cross-pollination.
So in total, how much money are we talking going to digital video versus how much money going to terrestrial TV?
Well, terrestrial TV, which includes cable and broadcast, is still the big marketing engine. It's one of the best, and biggest mass marketing machines. We're talking $60 to $80 billion a year in the upfront.
So let's repeat that: $60 to $80 billion a year, not
in
million.
The U.S.
In the U.S.
This is just the U.S.
Okay, and then online.
Online. Well, to be honest, I don't have that figure off the top of my head.
But quite small, maybe 5% of that.
But when it comes to the video portion of that, it's much smaller. I mean, it barely is scratching the surface. So,
does mobile even register on the advertising front for mobile video yet? For video yet online?
I think everyone thinks it's going to be big, but no, it doesn't. It's not. It's not in this kind of money. everyone is thinking that mobile and the internet have this advantage in being more targeted, and that you can sell more and more targeted ads. That also is a disadvantage because you have to cut a different ad or have a different sell for every consumer to tailored to them, and that's just not the way the advertising business is set up. I mean, if I've got this, like, I spent $2 million on a 30-second commercial, I want to show it to everyone in the world. It doesn't really matter if you're a dog owner in Detroit or not. So.
Well, it does to the dog owner in Detroit. Okay, thank you very much.